Dente,
Pofate,
sunshine,
Flash beat,
sunshine, baby. Sunshine, my sunshine, Monrovia girl, Monrovia girl, Monrovia girl, Monrovia girl. I love the way how your beauty shine, so pure and so divine. Love the way how your beauty shine. She touch my body, say they get fingers. She want my number, so I give her blinger. She in love because I'm a singer. A snap because I'm a ranger. Pull on your clothes, let me drive you around town. If you need it, I know how to put it down. I'm a pro, yeah, I'm a pro. You must tie your seat, but you rolling with the bus. I wanna spend it, be there, they're killing me. Wherever feeling, they feeling you. When you got them out, you can enjoy the time the way you want. You really wanna touch your ceiling, count my hand cause I'm willing. You really wanna touch your ceiling, count my hand cause I'm willing. Monrovia girl, Monrovia girl.
Hello, good people. Hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Good night. Today we are going to talk about a very controversial topic. Um, feminism, feminism. Um, very controversial topic. Complicated. Most people shy away from. I'm trying to bring up my PowerPoint here. Most people shy away from the conversation or from the movement because for several reasons, actually. Um, some may think that because it's a solely women or women movement, so they wouldn't want to have that conversation. But today I'm going to talk about it briefly. So join me and let's do it. Hopefully you can read my screen. No, I don't want to do this. Let's bring it back. All right. So I'm just going to just go on a high level, some talking points. Let's see what I'm going to cover today briefly. I'm going to talk about the definition of feminism, and it's definitely not to hate men for simply gender equality. And a little bit about the history, a high level overview of the history. Um, why people do not like feminism. Just the word, the thought of it, why, for the most part. We're going to talk about some of the myths, demystify some of the myths, and talk about some of the facts, and then we'll just do a summary. So stay tight. It's not going to be long. I don't intend to be more than 10 or 15 minutes. So to begin with, let's talk about a definition. Feminism is the social, political, economic equality of men and women rights. It's that simple. Not just women, men and women, period. So it's important that I just put that up front so people understand that. So let's talk about the history. Obviously, it started way back when, long before I was born, when some women felt that women needed the voices needed to be heard. They needed to have the rights to vote. They need the right to vote in a democracy. And so some women decided to push their rights, and it was granted to them. And since then, women have been fighting, or feminism have been fighting for um, equal rights in society, especially for women. But it's not totally for women. My mouse is acting up. So let's talk about what the critics are saying about feminism. Um, I'll just go over a few of them. That women are already equal or more important in law. And so what they mean by that or meant by that was that usually in divorce cases or custody cases, they usually favor the woman. So they felt that, well, they've already been favored. So what's the point of the movement? Um, Another thing that feminism, let me go, oh, I went too fast. Another thing that critics are saying that feminism wants to be more important than men. Another one is that women and men have simple biological differences, therefore they cannot be treated the same way. It goes back to the story of creation that, from in Genesis, I think it's chapter 2, where God created man and he created woman to be the helpmeet. And so that's where they're coining that discussion from. So another thing they're saying that if the critics are saying that if women are given special rights, it could negatively impact some groups and their rights. For example, some jobs that are solely for men, the feel that women will or could dominate that environment. Um, the critics are also saying that, my PowerPoint keep jumping. Some believe that feminism wants to change society and could make men less powerful. Obviously, a myth. Others believe that this was not what God created. That was never his intention when he created Adam and Eve. And I piggyback on what I was saying earlier about the creation story. So let's go into the myth. Obviously, the last PowerPoint spoke to some of the myths, but I want to go a little more deeper here. So the first myth there is that feminism is about fighting men, hating men, eliminating men. That is absolutely not true. The fact is that feminism is about challenging systemic inequalities that women face today. Um, I am a feminist. I hold no apology. I proudly say I am, but I do not hit men. Matter of fact, most of my friends are male. I value their opinions. I value their friendship. I value their presence and just everything about them. So I do not hate men, and being feminist, there's no reason to hate men or hate the gender or anything that have to do with men. So another myth here is that feminism is the the male equivalent of chauvinist. That is not true. Feminism does not support sexism against any gender. It works towards, again, equality, and is never intended for female superiority. Another myth is that feminists are opposed to marriage and motherhood. So the fact is that feminism actively fights for the rights of mothers, and many feminists are either married or are mothers. Obviously, I've been married before, and I've already told you I have a lot of male friends, more male friends than female friends. And obviously, I'm a mother. You guys know how I showcase my two daughters, 22 and 24. So obviously, and if I should, I mean, if at God's appointed time, I will get remarried. And when I will remarry and have a happy family. I'm not having children anymore, but when I say happy family, me and my husband will enjoy our presence. So being a feminist doesn't mean I hate men. So that's totally out of the door. Um, More myth. Only women can be feminists. That is absolutely not true. Any person who believes in gender equality can be a feminist. Men can be. Matter of fact, I know some men who are feminists, and they are proud to be feminists. Um, so that is just pure craziness, quite honestly. Be a feminist, a woman cannot be feminine. That is not true. Like I said earlier, I am a feminist. but I'm a female. I wear a dress. I wear skirts. Obviously, you all know I wear makeup. You all know I like to showcase myself. Queen Telvina. So anything, I wear pants when I have to, but I enjoy wearing my dresses, short dresses, long dresses, skirts, sleeveless, whatever it is, appropriate dressing. I don't carry myself naked out there, but people who know me know that, I'm a high class, high value woman, so I don't dress. My dressing is a representation of me, but that's totally a myth. Feminism is found in the substance of a woman's opinion and not her form. Another myth is that if I am sexually liberal woman, I am a feminist. Feminists believe that, and that is not true. Feminists believe that there is no double standard, in judging a person's behavior. People must be responsible for their actions and for their behavior. Every woman has the right to sexual autonomy. So, by that, they have a choice, to who they want to sleep with, when they want to do it, how they want to do their sexual life. So it has nothing to do with that. So I think I got one more set, and that's it. More myth. Feminists believe that women's actions are above criticism and will always be excused. That is not true. Feminists understand that equal rights translates to equal responsibility. Yes, past history speaks to the movement, but that doesn't give rights to bad behavior or gender superiority. Everybody is equal, and that's the belief of a true feminist. Another myth that all women are disadvantaged and all men are privileged by gender. The fact is, feminists understand that narrow gender ideals restrict both men and women. So they seek to reduce and eliminate that constraint. Um, the next myth here is that some women who have higher economic and social status than men, than men, so as a result of that, inequality should be eliminated because women have, higher social status or economic status. That's not true. We know that so many studies have been done that even in corporate America, high up in big companies, most of the leaders up there are men. Maybe less than 10% are women that way up there. And then surprisingly, a woman and a man can have the same role, same job description, but a man will make way more than a woman in that same capacity. We'll also know that I was reading a survey that talked about that a recent survey that a black woman, it will take a black woman about 19 months, I think 15 to 19 months to earn what a man will earn in a year. What a disparity. So those are some of the things that feminism frown against and push for as far as equality. So another myth, this one's funny, is that no need for a feminism. Women wanted the rights to vote, they have it. They have jobs, and so the goals have been met. So you know, eliminate feminism. The fact is that although there have been great strides and great milestones in the history of feminism, however, there's still work to be done. So there's still a need to push for equal treatment, equal opportunity for everyone, and so that's where we need to be pushing for, and that's what the advocacy is still about, and we're still pushing, and thank God we're making some great strides. The next myth is that feminine women are not feminists. Again, that is not true. Feminine women are feminists. Um, I mean, they can be feminists, and being a feminist also doesn't mean that you should be a boy or a tomboy or acting like a man or whatever it is. You have to know your role. You know, acting like a man doesn't show strength. In fact, that's a turn off. Not at all. You can still be strong in your words and your actions, instead of acting like you're some boy or some man. That is even not cool. They're just a turn off, whatever, from another man or from nowhere. Just a turn off being in people's presence when you don't want to accept yourself for who you are. You feel like, oh, I need to act like one man for them to respect me and for them to know that I can't take nonsense. No, you can still take your position and people can still be matter of fact. We're all acting like some man. So, again, the fact is that being feminine or not is a preference. It's a preference. And anyone, no matter their style, the personality, the likes or dislike, can support equality. So that's one a good one there. It has nothing to do with being feminine. Another myth is that there is one kind of feminism, and definitely not true. There are several kinds of feminist group. There are girly feminists, there are third wave feminists, pro-sex feminists, and the list goes on and on. Um, So, to recap, remember the goal of feminism is to challenge systemic inequality that women face on a daily basis. Was never intended to hit men or against men, but just again for equality in the workplace, everywhere, just equality. We know that it's a far reach, but we're making strides in that direction. Again, like I said, never intended to hit men, never intended for women to feel superior or to feel like a superior gender. The bottom line is, if you support equality, then you are a feminist. I know a lot of people, even people who support equality, they don't openly like to say that they're feminists just because the way people look at feminism and the misconception and just a loud noise about it. But if you support, like I said, equality, you're a feminist. I was looking at another study. It shows that 70% of people, even though they believe in equality, but they're so embarrassed or so ashamed to say that they're feminists because of what society would think or how they would judge them. Because that they're being against men. It is not the case. I have some really good male friends. I enjoy their presence. I enjoy their company. If I tap on their views or their opinions. I bounce things off them, career wise, personal life, you just name it. I'm good friends for 20, 30, 40 years, all of my life. And I value this friendship, and I don't hate men. And feminism is nowhere close. And it's not about acting like man or whatever it is. But bottom line is that the bottom line is that we want equality for every gender, every race, sexuality, and every person. That's just the bottom line. And if you believe in these things, then you are a feminist. So I thank you so much for listening and have a good evening. If you're off tomorrow, enjoy your day off, do something fun. I'm still deciding I'm off tomorrow what I'm going to do. I'm still deciding, but I will make that determination. Um, so let me play something here for us, and then we will close. We'll close. So that's just my brief talk there, and have a good night. Let me play something for us.